Hey guys, welcome back to Sinfully Scented. Today I am going to be making Cleopatra Soap inspired by the Queen of the Nile herself. I looked up some images of Egypt and that kind of led me into looking at images of Cleopatra. So all of the colors in this soap are inspired by several artistic renditions of Cleopatra that I found online, which all encompassed some form of gold, black, and like a blue color. Some of them had teal and some of them had more of a royal blue, and in the end I decided to go with the royal blue because I thought it fit the color palette a little bit better. It does almost remind me of like a sports team when you combine like the white, the gold, the black, and the blue, but it's Cleopatra. It's not a sports team. So I split off a little bit less than 1/3 of my batter, and I am coloring that black with Black Pearl Mica from Nurture Soap Supplies, and I'm just going to lay this down as a base foundation layer for the rest of the soap. For my fragrance oil today, I'm using Egyptian Amber from the Flaming Candle, and this is a very musky smell. It does discolor to a dark brown, so I actually added the majority of the fragrance into this black portion, and you'll see a little bit later that I added the rest of the fragrance into the gold portion of the soap, and that's just so I can control which parts of the soap it discolored. Next I am using Shimmer Gold Mica, also from Nurture Soap Supplies, and just laying down a mica line over top of the black. And I absolutely love this gold mica over this black. I thought it was really stunning, and I'd love to incorporate a black and gold in a future soap, maybe with a mica drizzle or something like that, because I love the contrast of these two. I set that layer aside to set up for about 15 minutes, and then I'm moving on to the main portion of the soap, which I am coloring with Klein Blue Mica, Shimmer Gold Mica, and then also titanium dioxide. And I was going to do an in the pot style swirl. Although my batter was quite thick at this point, I a little bit over mixed it at the beginning of the process, and so my in the pot swirl did not come out as swirly as I would have liked. But I still like the soap and I love the smell, so I am absolutely fine with how it turned out in the end. And can we just take a second here to appreciate how gorgeous this Klein Blue color is? It is probably my new favorite soap color in the world. For my in the pot swirl, I just poured the gold and the blue directly into my white batter, which again, my white had thickened up a lot, so I didn't get as defined of swirls as I would have liked. I probably should have stirred this with a spoon, but I actually don't really like doing that when I make an in the pot swirl. I think it muddies up the colors a little bit too much, so I just poured it as best as I could, trying to kind of mix the colors as I poured. But you'll see whenever I cut the finished bar that the majority of the blue and the gold are towards the bottom, and then it kind of gradiates to a pure white at the top. And I think that actually looks pretty cool in the end. I drizzled some of the blue and the gold on top and then used a spoon to just give it some texture. Here we are back to cut the soap the next day, and I have to say I need to learn to be a little bit more patient when it comes to unmolding and cutting my soap. I always have a tendency to unmold it when it's still pretty soft, and it just makes it so I have to be really careful when I'm cutting it. I just need to learn some more patience. So I'm really happy with how this one turned out. It was not exactly as I thought it was going to look, but I still think that it's very suiting to the fragrance oil. And here the gold looks pretty yellow because of the discoloration, but as it sat over the next couple days, it did turn out to be a little bit more tan, as you can see. If you go back to the beginning of the video where I did that stop motion clip, that was a few days after it had been cut and unmolded and all that, so it had kind of settled into its discoloration at that point. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys again in my next video.